Hello and welcome to the Global Poker League and our strategy segment where we ask our guest pro to take us through a key hand from the Global Poker League. I'm joined by Jonathan Little of the Las Vegas Moneymakers, and he's going to take us through a really explosive hand from the America's Six-Max, a three-way hand involving Anton Wigg, Xuan and Kevin Macphee. Also a hand that had a lot of repercussions for Chance Corner, though you'll see his grinning face throughout the hand. Jonathan, how did this hand get so sort of crazy?
All right, so let's take a look. We're playing 1,000, 2,000 blinds. Before we get to the action, notice here Anton has 40,000, Xuan has 44,000, Kevin Macphee has 31, and Chance has 33. So these two players on, well, this side, Anton and Xuan, are the chip leaders. Kevin and Chance are not the chip leaders. So in this scenario, normally Anton and Xuan have an incentive to not play the pots with each other because neither of them wants to go broke. So anyway, Anton decides to go all in with this King-9 suited. And this may seem a little bit reckless, but if you play around with various analytical programs, this is actually barely a plus EV profitable all in. Because none of these players can call very often because they really don't want to go broke and before any of the other players. So this is a fantastic spot for Anton to go all in. And notice what happens here is that it gives him the opportunity to take over the chip lead from Xuan, which will allow him to continue pushing in the future. So this is a pretty sweet spot for that.
See Xuan wake up with queens and obviously waste no time in coming over the top of Anton.
Xuan actually has to be pretty tight calling here. This may seem like a no-brainer call with queens, but it's close.
Which hands can she fold in this spot?
She should probably be folding out, I don't remember the exact numbers, I ran them at home last night, but I think she should be folding out something like nines and worse, and maybe calling ace king and something like jacks are better or tens are better. But either way, it was kind of interesting that once Anton shoves and Xuan calls, based on the point payouts in the Global Poker League, Kevin Macphee should only call with pocket aces, which seems incredibly tight. No one's folding kings here. I'd be shocked if anyone's folding kings. But Anton can shove reasonably wide, but Xuan must have a very good hand. So if Xuan's range here is perhaps jacks are better and ace king, well then how does pocket tens fare against jacks are better and ace king? So Kevin's not so worried about Anton. If it was only Anton in this hand and Xuan folded, Kevin should probably make this call off. But when it goes all in and call, Kevin has to now be incredibly, incredibly tight. Because take a look what's going to happen here. If Kevin just folds, one of these two players, Xuan or Anton's, either going to go broke or be very, very short. So that's going to give Kevin a free payout jump. And Kevin actually mentioned after this hand that he thinks he messed it up. You know, he called it an ICM mistake or something like that, which means that maybe it's a profitable call in terms of chips, but the goal in tournaments is not actually to win chips. The goal is to win dollars or points in the case of the Global Poker League. And Kevin would get a free point if he folded, and a point is actually quite valuable whenever.
And we saw Kevin on the broadcast go through a real kind of range of emotions. You know, initially at one point looked like he was going to let it go, sort of came back full circle the other way, and as you see, he gets it in bad, and ends up being very disappointed.
The thing is that even if he does get it in versus perhaps ace king and ace queen, that's the best scenario really, or ace king and pocket eights. That's the best scenario, and even then, he's going to have something like 40% equity, and it's not worth taking that risk whenever you're guaranteed a free point if you just fold. And so what actually happened here is Xuan won the pot with the best hand, and now Chance, who has just a little bit more than a starting stack, is now guaranteed 5 points, which is huge. So by just sitting here and being somewhat tight, Chance laddered right into second place and ended up winning. So this is a scenario where you have to be very aware of the payouts for whatever tournament you're playing. If you're playing a sit and go versus a multi-table tournament, you need to know what the payouts are, and you need to study away from the table so that you know if you need to be calling with these pocket tens or not. And in this spot, Kevin probably should have folded, and I think he realized that as soon as he did it.
Well, yeah, no surprise that the two players on our webcam in that hand, Xuan and Chance Corner, have had smiles from ear to ear. Xuan doubling up or trebling up almost there to 100k, and Chance laddering into second spot and a minimum of 5 points. That's all for this hand. My thanks to my guest, Jonathan Little. Join us next time on the Global Poker League. Adios. Connect with us on social media for league updates. And download our app, GPL TV, to stay on top of everything GPL.